Hey there, Bloomers and friends. Rev Kev coming to you from my office here in Palm Springs. I am back and in the area after the wonderful weekend in Kenosha. That actually was, 2 weekends ago, but I didn't do a Bloom Tube last week, so I get to talk to you about that just a little bit today. And if anybody wants to talk to me in person, I'm happy to talk with you about the Kenosha experience as long as you would like to and answer any questions that you have. The bottom line for me is that this weekend of reconciliation, of which right now I'm holding up the bulletin, or the Sunday program from the worship service that many people saw as a Facebook Live event, and it was wonderful to experience. That particular weekend of reconciliation was life-changing for me. It was tremendously moving for Michael, and it was also a time of great integrity and depth and honesty on the part of the local church there at First United Methodist in Kenosha. I cannot remember an experience like it since my ordination, and it was a marvelous worship time, and the fact of the honesty and integrity of the people as they express themselves to me and to others about what they're trying to do and their intention to basically say sorry for the action that they took against me 35 years ago and to want to move on into a better future together was so gratifying. It's just hard to explain. What I do hope is that people will be inspired by that, and that this kind of an action will be able to take place elsewhere, and that also people will be inspired by the concept of reconciliation and know that saying you're sorry and saying I forgive you is one of the most wonderful aspects of our abilities as human beings, and something that is based in our faith tradition, and really a central portion of it. And to experience it in the way that I did on February 4th and 5th is a lifetime experience in what was going on. So, like I say, I'll talk with anyone about it. If you would like to talk further. I've got some copies of the program from that Sunday. I've got the newspaper articles that were published there on the front page 2 Sundays in a row, and got some other things like the column that we handed out at worship this past Sunday at Bloom that was so very meaningful, written by one of the members of their committee, and how inspiring that was to people here. And I've heard from people in our own congregation since then about how meaningful reading that column was. Again, learning about reconciliation, about saying I'm sorry and saying I forgive you, and how healing and positive that can be in people's lives when done with integrity. I also have a Spring Fling poster, and I'd like to basically hold that up in front of my face for the next 10 days, and hope that what that means is that 5 people a day that have not already signed up, or 5 people that you can invite to come and participate in our fundraiser for Spring Fling Cabaret and Silent Auction on March 3rd, that if we got 5 people a day for the next 10 days, we would be meeting our goal of 240 paid reservations in order to make our budget, in order to underwrite our regular budget for the year, because as our treasurer, or former treasurer, Jim Nixon, has often said, this is what enables us to have a roof over our heads on Sunday morning and the 7 days of the week for the office. So it's going to be a different experience. There are different ways of doing things that the committee has come up with, and it's going to be a great time and lots of fun. And the only people that are responsible for making it a great time and lots of fun is you and me as we go there and spend the time together. So if you can invite somebody to come and purchase a ticket and come along, or if you can bring somebody as your guest, in addition to what's already arranged, let's try to please do that in order to have Spring Fling be able to meet its goals, and for us as a congregation to follow through on the actions that we say we want to do. We had a great annual meeting last Sunday. I think it was the largest attended we have ever seen. We certainly did some very serious and intentional business for the life of our church. I very much appreciate the leadership that your team leaders and your officers, Phyllis Ramsey and John DiNapoli and Jim Nixon, have brought to this congregation for the past year. And we look forward to Jack McClellan joining the leadership team as our treasurer, and Phyllis as our clerk, and John as our moderator returning. And then also the people who are new by their very nature of going from being team leaders to being ministry coordinators. We look forward to all of us working together in the year to come. And we're really grateful for the people who passed our budget, elected our leaders, and gave us direction for the future in the year to come in true congregational manner. So, Bloom in the Desert Ministries UCC is alive and well and growing into the future. We hope you'll be with us as we go there together. Hope you can be with us on this Sunday as Bloomtone sings and other aspects of our congregation come together for worship and edification together. If you can't be with us in body, please be with us in spirit. And as always, please keep us in your prayers.